in lane number 3, and we're almost ready to go. And away we go with the Americans.
Got off well there, nice and clean. I think a lot of hopes on this American crew because they've had a disappointing regatta so far. They've got the biggest team, but this is a very good crew, this American Coxless 4. Out on the far side, the Australians, all but Andy Cooper back for another go. He's replaced Sam Patton at 3.
And then Italy and Germany right on the far side in lane number 6. It's a new German quartet. The German crew from Tasmania, which finished in 6th place, replaced by this outfit, which is stroked by Marcus Brauer.
These powerful men, sitting quite upright, quick catches into a headwind. They need to be very accurate on the front stop with the blades at the catch to make it effective into the headwind. But it's the Australians, as expected, who've taken the lead, moving so smoothly along. Their boat hardly checking at all. They've got a lovely pickup, very disciplined crew here, wonderful technique. And they're moving extremely well. They've got half a length on the field already, coming up to the 500-metre mark.
So the Australians going through nicely there, with the Italians in just about 2nd place now.
Italians quite low with their rating, around the 34.5 mark, sitting back nice and long. That's going to help them over the second half. They're going to move well over the second half.
So just to give you the order through 500 metres, it's the Australians are in the lead, 1:33.26 for the first 500 metres, and that's 1 3/4 seconds up on the Italians, with the United States just over 2 seconds off the pace in 3rd. The French are 5th fastest through the first quarter.
They're moving well, they're moving quite well, but they haven't got quite the power of the other crews. They haven't got quite that hardness through the middle of the stroke. But they're moving well. Only 9 entries in this event, which was quite surprising. Oh, and there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the catches on the Australian crew between stroke and 2. I would have expected a bit more accuracy there between the two of them. But they're out in front, another man there with dark glasses in the stroke seat. But moving very, very nicely. See the way the blades are moving onto the square at the catch very well together. Good pickup, very accurate, and they've got nearly a length from the field, with the Americans there just overlapping them, and the Italians in 3rd, just a fraction behind them. So these are the 3 crews pushing now as they come up to the halfway point.
Well, the Australians had a narrow escape before in their gold medal triumph, but these boys truly trying to stamp their authority on this field.
Very loose around the turn at the finish. Very nice, fluent movements. The Americans tougher, wrenching it more, using more of that aggression and power in the middle of the stroke. And here France getting a call from the stroke man to try and get a move on the rest of the field. They're dropping back. They've got to get back into the fight.
Coming to the 1,000-metre mark, and you can see there the order for yourself. The United States slightly quicker through that 500, 1:40.37, just in fact 100th of a second quicker than the Australians. So they're right there in 2nd place at the moment, the United States, but they're going to have to find a little bit more speed if they want to increase that overlap.
Germany on the far side, overlapping the Italians. It's these 4 crews here who, as they come up to the halfway point, are going to contest the medals. But it's Australia with a length clear now from the Americans, still flowing beautifully, picking up the catches. Very nice rowing, beautiful rowing here, technically pretty accurate, pretty good.
And it's interesting because really it's the Australians and the Americans who are accelerating away from the rest. The wind, it's still there, it's a headwind, but it's perhaps a little less fierce than it was earlier on in the day.
Italy making their push now. Italy trying to come back on the Americans. The Americans holding their form well. But Australia confident. Australia rowing well within themselves. They know what they have to do. And they are excellent at winding it home last 500 metres.
And very much a picture of a crew that's still got plenty of petrol in the tank.
Just watch how the bows run there as they come to the last 500 metres. Watching that bow, very little check, just breaking clear of the Americans. and the Americans maybe made a move now on the Italians, and it's Germany on the far side who are putting the Italians under pressure. Germany on the far side coming into the last 500 metres. Germany perhaps a quarter of a length down on Italy, and it's Italy under pressure for the bronze medal.
And Australia under 140 for that 500 metres, the third 500 metres, as were the United States, but it was the Australians who were about a third of a second quicker through that 500, and that's made the difference and given them the clear water. The Americans are still sticking to their task well, but it's all looking a bit beyond them.
Well, at last the Americans have got a medal in sight. They're up here with the leaders. Maybe this is going to be their first major medal of these championships. They won't catch the Australians. They won't catch the Australians, who are now moving well away, but it's the Germans who have caught Italy, and it's the Germans who are now putting Americans under pressure. The Germans are moving, and right at the back, out of the hunt, are the French. Australia, though, looking confident.
Indeed, Marcus Breuer on the far side, he's having a real ding-dong battle with the Italians there, trying to wrestle away that bronze medal and close, if he can, on the United States. In the centre of your picture, it is three from the left, the Australians, the awesome foursome, on their way to repeating their triumph of last November, being really yelled on by the crowd. There's a good Australian support on the side of the regatta course now, coming through in what is a pretty decent time in these conditions, ahead of the United States, who aren't going to be caught. The United States just failed to get the overlap. They're very close there. Gold to Australia, silver to the United States, and the bronze medal to Germany, who've denied the Italians, with the Dutch, the silver medalists of last year, coming into 5th place and completing the competition, France, who are 6th.
Another great performance from Australia.
But you can see